We were faced with internally with a pretty significant issue that we had lots and lots of pieces of property all over the Commonwealth, 7,000 I believe, that couldn't be developed because they needed a sign off under the rules from the Department of Environmental Protection. And we didn't have enough staff to review every one of them. And at the same time, large numbers of groups were upset about this, ranging from obviously the business community, the banking community, the engineering community, and the environmental community, who felt we weren't getting to the most important sites in a timely manner.
What environmental agency wants to say, we are preventing hazardous waste sites from being cleaned up because of our rules and regulations and lack of staff?
So we went, of course, to DEP, who we expected was going to be able to address these issues. But we learned very quickly that DEP didn't have the resources, they didn't have the staff, they didn't have the expertise, they didn't have the equipment, and most of all, they didn't have the funding to do anything about it.
So we had to admit that to ourselves. And at the same time, there was a lot of thought in government and outside of government about privatization. And what can the public sector do and what can the private sector do, with the idea that the private sector in theory is so much more efficient and cost effective than the public sector, that they ought to get more and more work.
A number of factors conspire to say this is broken and we need to figure out a way to deal with it.
So all of this led to, and I think it was the immediate precipitating factor, was the white paper from the Boston Bar Association, led to the department and the commissioner, Dan Greenbaum, and the deputy commissioner, Ken Haig, and me realizing that we had a real problem here and that we had to get on top of it before someone else did.